Good evening, and welcome along to Rob and Elliott Tonight. Joining me this week is Dragon's Den star Deborah Meaden. I'll be chatting to comedian Dom Joly. We'll have live music in the studio from singer-songwriter Mark Crockard. We've been out and about on the red carpet at this year's Mighty Women Awards, and we'll be chatting to the guys from Volunteer Now about a new campaign to combat loneliness amongst older people at this time of year. But let's begin with some live music in the studio, and performing a track from his new album, The Book of Absolution, here is the fabulous Anthony Toner.
Love is a religion. It helps if you believe. Love's a beggar tugging at your sleeve. It's the hand that rocks the cradle. It's a blanket on your bed. It shines down on the living and the dead. In every love story, there's always some new thing that has to be said. Love is a metaphor for nothing but itself. The book of love just jumps right off the shelf. And love's a kind of voodoo for all your aches and pains. When we're gone, they say it's all that remains. We should teach it to our children the same way that we teach them their names. You're the one I would have died for. You're the one I would have waited all my life for. You're the one I would have cried for. Prayed up all night into the darkness for. Love is the real thing in a world full of fakes. The right move after all your mistakes. You can sink it to the bottom of the ocean floor, but it always finds its way back to shore. I'd seen through all of its disguises by the time it stopped in front of my door. You're the one I would have died for. You're the one I would have waited all my life for. You're the one I would have cried for. Prayed up all night into the darkness for. I'd seen through all of its disguises by the time it stopped in front of my door. You're the one I would have died for. You're the one I would have cried for.
And we'll have some more music from Anthony Toner a little bit later on. And also, Anthony's playing a big gig in Belfast on the 18th of March at the Grand Opera House, along with Barbara Dixon. That's going to be a gig that you have to get along to. Right, earlier on this week, I caught up with comedian Dom Joly. We got all festive, and we spoke about things like Christmas jumpers. Here's what happened. Okay, so we are feeling all festive. We're going to talk about Christmas jumpers and stuff like that, and I'm pleased to say that comedian and author Dom Joly joins us on the line. How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm very Christmased up.
Well, I have to say, it's really festive looking wherever you are. It's absolutely amazing.
It's, yeah, you're in my secret grotto. and I've really gone for it. I've actually, my Christmas jumper is a homemade thing, and I am so flammable currently with a lot of tinsel around me that I'm very wary of any open flames. But because this is Christmas jumper day and it's a Save the Children thing, one of the things they really want to push across today is that obviously with the cost of living and stuff, and people not really having a vast amount of money to spare, you don't need to go and buy a new Christmas jumper, because let's face it, anyone that wears a Christmas jumper for more than 2 or 3 days a year is a little peculiar. So you can, you can upcycle, you can borrow one, you can get one from a charity shop, you can, so you don't need to go to great expense to take part in this day.
So the research has shown us that more people are thinking about giving second-hand gifts this Christmas, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. People are, I think everyone is obviously looking to save a bit of money at Christmas. There's some very odd stuff that people have been receiving as well. I don't know what the weirdest thing you ever got for Christmas for. I mean, I don't know if these are recycled, but people have got a pet scorpion has been given, a stuffed squirrel, which is close to my heart, a tin of tuna, a banana peel. Banana peel's really special with that. A taxidermy badger. I mean, this sounds like my kind of Christmas, actually. To be honest. So, yeah, I think we are, the whole country, let's face it, it's not been the greatest couple of years. And I think everyone is looking to budget down on everything. And one of the great things, actually, about Christmas Jumper Day this year is the government, unbelievably, is going to give us a bit of money, because they have agreed to match every donation up to the first 2 million quid that's raised today, and I think that's amazing, and that money will go to UK kids, and it's a great thing. Like, the opportunity to get some money off this government is incredible.
Now, you've been a Save the Children ambassador for many years, and you've gone out and visited places like Jordan and Eastern Ukraine, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about it is I've actually seen the work they do, and I can see how it affects people and how much good it does. I got involved because I grew up in Lebanon, which obviously suddenly was hit by a civil war. So I have sort of direct experience of living in a place that suddenly gets ripped apart and your normality gets ripped from underneath you. It's similar in some ways to Northern Ireland, actually. I always see a lot of similarities between places like Beirut and Belfast. And it is a really difficult thing to grow up in, because you kind of have to just pretend this is normal life when it's not normal life. It's a way of coping. And I think for kids, that's particularly difficult. And one of the things I've noticed, both when I went to the Ukraine and I went to a refugee camp called Zatari on the Jordanian border, is Save the Children, apart from the obvious things of education and food and water and stuff, try their best to give kids opportunities just to be kids, like to get away from the stress, play. Often you lose your social group when you're moved around. Your friends are far away. So it is an opportunity just to get them to play and to try and forget about the weird things that are happening in their life. And I think that's just amazing.
So what are your plans for Christmas this year then?
Well, it's a tricky one in the Joly household, because despite me being a spokesperson for Christmas Jumper Day, I've got to admit I'm an ex-goth. You're never an ex-goth, but I got thrown out of the goth community when I was 23 for being slightly too cheerful. And I'm a bit of a Grinch, but I'm married to a Canadian. And I don't know if you know, but in Canada, it's actually the law that you have to go full on at Christmas. So we have it's a bit like being in a Christmas cult in my house. It's Michael Bublé on full from December the 1st. And I've just, in the end, I've given in to the cult. So I'm a quietly cheerful Christmas person, but my wife just loves it. And, Christmas is for kids, really. So my kids have always grown up having a really nice Christmas, which you can't say about everyone. So it's great.
Any big plans for next year? Anything in the pipeline that we should know about?
Well, I've got lots of things. So I've just finished this massive tour, which started before COVID. So it seems to have gone on for about 3 years, and that's finally finished. So I'm just finishing a new book on conspiracy theories, in which I'm going to have a look at the weird world of the conspiracy theories. So I'm just back from Newfoundland, where I went to the island of Fogo, which is one of the 4 corners of the flat earth. I didn't fall off, which was good. I've been to Finland to try and prove it exists, because there's a theory that Finland doesn't exist. So that book is going to be finished. And then I've got a big tour at the end of the year called Wake Up Sheeple, where I'm going to finally tell the truth to the people about conspiracy theories. There's rumours of a Trigger Happy movie, but I can't talk any more about that. There's lots of stuff going on, actually, so it's quite exciting.
And just tell us once again, how do we get involved in Christmas Jumper Day then?
It could not be simple. You just wear your Christmas jumper, as you should be already, and just go to christmasjumperday.org and there's all the information you need there. And remember, anything you donate will be matched by the government. So it's time to get something back from our government.
Well, it's been great talking to you. Have yourself a very Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you in Belfast again sometime soon. Thank you.
I can't wait. I'm definitely coming over, but thanks very much for having me on.
Okay, Volunteer Now are tackling loneliness with a new campaign this Christmas. They're urging people to give the gift of friendship this Christmas. To find out more, I'm pleased to say that Victoria from Volunteer Now joins us in the studio, and also the lovely Jeanette as well. Guys, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. So first of all, tell us about these startling figures. There's something like 100,000 older people in Northern Ireland who find themselves alone at Christmas time with only the TV for company. It's not what we found out.
Yeah, and it's a shocking figure, but I also think when we really think about it, we're probably not that surprised. And I mean, over the last number of years, we've become more aware about social isolation, loneliness, the fact that we keep hearing about our ageing population. That figure isn't that surprising anymore. It's devastatingly sad, but it's not surprising.
And you think things have got worse since the pandemic as well?
I do believe so. I believe that there was a large number of active older people, so who were older, maybe living with health conditions, but had routines in place, activities that they attended, clubs, groups, whatever. But then because of COVID and then shielding, weren't getting out and about, weren't having the social contact, weren't being physically active. And then when things began to ease and people could go out, a lot of those activities didn't start again or started very, very slowly. And I believe that had a really negative impact on a lot of those people who then maybe weren't able to get out and about, who weren't able to get back into those social connections, and therefore the isolation maybe happened a bit earlier than it would have if it hadn't have been for that period of the pandemic.
Of course, with all the stuff going on in the world at the moment, the cost of living crisis and all that, things must be a lot more difficult coming up to this Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we keep hearing about it. We know that it is going to impact on everybody in a very practical way. We also know that whenever you turn on the radio, the TV, you open a newspaper, that's what you see. So it's going to have a mental impact as well. You know, people are going to be worried, begin to feel a bit anxious, maybe not quite understand what it does mean for them. And what we are trying to do is we have a campaign in place to encourage more volunteers to become involved in befriending, but also a fundraising campaign. And we're hoping to raise enough money that we can start bringing older people together socially. And it is about bringing them into a warm environment, somewhere that, you know, they're getting out of the house, they don't have to worry about their heating bills. We'll provide them with a meal, you know, whether it be a proper dinner or soup and sandwiches, but a meal that they can share together. Yeah. The main impact of that will be the socialisation. Yes, it's getting out, it's chatting to other people, mixing with other people, getting out of the house. Yeah. But also a warm environment, transport provided, and a meal provided for them also. Let's
bring Jeanette in now. Jeanette, it's lovely to see you. Tell us, when did it become really bad for you? Was it during the pandemic?
Since Nigel died.
It's your son we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great lad.
Yeah.
A great lad.
You miss him very much.
We were like that. We were so close. He used to come every Sunday morning, and he'd bring the papers and I would do the bacon and the bops and, you know, the usual.
Yes, yeah.
And Sunday morning's a bad day for me, you know, that sort of way, because I miss him dreadfully.
It must be tough in the run up to Christmas as well.
Yeah. Obviously I don't drive, but the taxi company is very good to me. And like last year, they took me up to the grave and they helped me put the flowers on, they brought me home and things like that. But it's the friendliness and how reliable they are that they never let you down.
Yeah. And what about the work that these guys at Volunteer Now do? What kind of things do they do with you?
Everything. If it hadn't have been for Volunteer Now, I don't think I'll be around. how low that was, wasn't it?
We always had 2 services, befriending and then driving. So we have a drive-in service also for older people who don't have family and friends to support them to attend appointments and who aren't able to use public transport. And then during COVID, again, because we worked with a lot of older people, even through our volunteer groups, those active older people that I mentioned, we realised there was a lot of older people shielding who weren't going to be able to get out and about and do their shopping. So we brought in a temporary shopping support service. And again, older people don't have the family and friends to support them to do this and unable to do it for themselves. So Jeanette was originally referred for the shopping. And then so she had shopping and befriending and driving. And she is so grateful for it. But I also, as I tell her all the time, she's very easy to be around. And any volunteers that have been introduced to Jeanette, to whichever of those services it is that is being provided, they love her. You know, she's lovely. And I think a massive thing about what we do and the people we support, really is a two-way street. You know, so yes, obviously we're providing a service and it helps people, just maybe lifts the burden a little tiny bit, makes things a bit easier. But the volunteers really enjoy it also, and it has a really positive impact on their lives too.
And of course, there's so many things going on. We mentioned the cost of living crisis as well. As we spoke before we came on air, even trying to get to see a GP at the moment is a nightmare, isn't it?
Oh, desperate. You get a message this length on your phone, and they say, well, maybe you'd be better trying it in the afternoon. But it's still the same in the afternoon as it is in the morning, and it doesn't really matter what time you phone. And like that guy said to me, you've got to see your GP. But what am I supposed to do? Go down in demand?
Exactly, yeah. And can you guys help out with things like that as well, or?
Well, Jim usually takes me if I'm going.
Well, we do have our driving service. We don't necessarily get involved in that level of planning appointments and things like that, but we will support people to attend appointments. And I think what's different about, there are some amazing taxi drivers out there, as we know, but the thing that's different about the driving services with our drivers, they will, as far as possible, park off and go in and deliver that person to the department they need to be in. Because we all know sometimes if you're attending the hospital, it's a bit of a nightmare knowing where you're going to. And they will then go back in afterwards and meet that person and bring them back out again. So it's just a little bit extra to give a little bit more security and confidence.
So what have you got events and things lined up in the run up to Christmas for people?
We have a get together next week.
Looking forward to it.
We have secured a small piece of funding through the Community Foundation, and we're hoping then our fundraising campaign will enable us to continue for longer or to make them a little bit better. And so we at present are hoping to host one event a month with the money we presently have, and very, very simple idea, but it is, we're bringing people together. We have a nice environment, we have some food, lots of tea and coffee, and some entertainment. So next Friday we are having a get together, and it should be lovely. We're actually having a small Christmas dinner, and we have this wonderful girl, Adele, who has sang for us in the past, and
she's brilliant.
And everyone loves her, and she's very good. She'll go around, she'll take requests, and she's good fun. So that's happening next week, and everyone is really looking forward to it.
Oh, brilliant. So we know the people here in Northern Ireland are very generous when it comes to charity and stuff like that. So is there any way the public can help you this year in the run up to Christmas?
Absolutely. I mean, if people are interested in getting involved in volunteering, they can contact us and talk to us about that, about any of our services or volunteering in general. And also, if they would like to donate financially, they can go on our website, which is www.volunteernow.co.uk. And there's a story on the homepage talking about what we're going to do, hopefully with any money raised, and they can donate and make a difference.
And Jeanette, as you've said earlier on, you couldn't cope without having these people in your life.
No, I couldn't. I was very close. Very, very close. And my family, you know, my sister lives in Belfast, but she works. All the rest of my family are away in St. Richard's in Holland. But you know what my son said to me?
What?
He said to me, Northern Ireland people are the best people in the world.
If there's somebody like Jeanette who's sitting at home watching this now and is feeling very lonely at the moment, what's the first steps they should take?
Get in touch with us. As I say, we have our befriending service for older people in Belfast, but I also work with lots of other organisations who have different types of befriending services, supporting many different types of people across Northern Ireland. So we can also pass on information about other services that might be available, other organisations that might be able to help them. So again, they can get in touch with Volunteer Now, and our phone number is 028 90 23 2020.
So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call that number.
They're lifesavers.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And that's the truth.
Jeanette, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story with us today.
It's a pleasure.
And enjoy your wee night out on this Friday.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. The last one I had a second bowl of soup.
Don't tell everybody the Lawbot one.
It was beautiful. It was really, really lovely.
Lovely.
And you're meeting people who've had difficulties as well, and you just talk to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I joined a day centre. I go 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. And some poor people don't even know where they are.
Yes, yeah.
But I talk to them anyway.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
I believe that. I think you'd talk to anybody, wouldn't you?
Yeah. and you get some response, you know, that sort of way. You
Yes, yeah.
no, I'm not going to say that. There's one particular lady, you know, and when I come in, she'll say, "Come sit by side me, darling."
See, it's nice to know you're wanted, isn't it? The day
know.
centre has been amazing for you, though. It has been life-changing, just knowing, and I think for a lot of people, you know, I think if people get an opportunity for something like that, they should grab it with both hands. It might not be for them, but give it a go, because you're like a different person. I think it's just knowing you've got something to look forward to is
The
fantastic.
psychiatric doctor phoned me. It wasn't the one I had been dealing with, but this lady phoned me and she says, "You know something, Jeanette, since you've joined that, you don't need us anymore."
There you go. Well, that's a massive recommendation for the work that you guys do. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for coming in and both of you sharing your story with us. It's been lovely seeing you, and have yourselves a great Christmas. Okay, time for some more live music in the NVTV studios, and singer-songwriter Mark Crockard is back with his third solo album. It's called Hotel America, and here he is performing one of the tracks from that very album.
It's yours truly, here back for more. I'm sad like a singer, expecting encore, waiting, hoping, but they never come. Like you don't need me anymore. Is there some space in this new life you found? Any regrets for your messing around? Was that hope that rushed out the door? Now you don't need me anymore. I guess you'd say that you'd level the score. Well, I gave up counting on you long before. Just when I knew it's you I adore, you say you don't want me, never did love me, and you don't need me anymore.
I'm going to have some more music from Mark in a little while, but before that, I've been out and about this week on the red carpet at the Mighty Women Awards at the Titanic Centre here in Belfast. Here's what happened. So here we are, it's Saturday night in downtown Belfast. We're here at Titanic for one of the most glamorous and glitzy events of the year. This is the Mighty Women Awards 2022. Jeanette, you're nominated for something tonight, so you must be looking so forward to getting upstairs.
Wow, I'm so excited, yeah. I can't believe that I'm here for such a beautiful event, and well done to the organisers because it's absolutely beautiful.
It is. Now, tell me a little bit about your business, because that's what's got you here tonight. You're a female construction worker, aren't you?
Yeah, would you believe it? So She Built It NI is a female recruitment company, female focused. We try to promote more women into the construction industry, more hands-on tools, and obviously the project managing jobs as well. So an advocate for women in construction and can show that women actually can still do as good a job as men on the site.
Exactly. Now, obviously you don't go on the site looking as stunning as you are tonight.
No. No, it's nice to put on a nice dress and wash the hair and get the concrete out of the hair now and again.
Okay, so here we are at the Mighty Women Awards 2022. You've got to be nominated for something tonight.
Well, the salon's nominated for 3 categories, so it's nominated for Beauty, Hair and Employer of the Year.
Okay, so what do you think your chances are of winning something in tonight? In for 3, you must be getting at least 1.
The way I look at it is we've already won. The fact that we've been nominated to be finalists as a whole team for 3 awards is extraordinary. So we're already winners. Look at this place, it's amazing. I'm so delighted to be here.
Tell us about your business then, because I would imagine at this time of the year, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, the beauty and hair industry is absolutely crazy this time of the year. If our customers could, they would probably have us doing their hair and makeup on Christmas morning after Santa Claus came.
Okay, so I'm joined now by the most glamorous mother and daughter act of the evening, the lovely Donna and Lynn. Donna, are you looking forward to the show tonight?
I am
then?
indeed. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a great family night, so I brought all my family, so it'll be great fun.
Excellent. Well, talking about family, the lovely Lynn is beside you here, and I shouldn't have said mother and daughter. I really should have said sisters, shouldn't I?
Well, not really, because I'm a great granny, a great granny.
You're not.
Yes, I have 10 grandkids, and I'm a great granny. Donna's a granny now, Nanny. That's Nanny Donna.
Okay, so as Donna said, it's a big family event tonight. You've got everybody here, haven't you?
Yeah, the whole family's here, and we're looking forward to the awards. And then I think Donna's presenting an award to some company, so I don't know which one.
Brilliant. So tell us about your business. What brings you here then tonight?
I'm an interior designer based there in Temple, Lisburn. I have my own business there for about 2 years, but I'm 13 years in business now, so it's good fun.
Yeah, and you get lots of publicity. I say things are going from strength to strength every year for you.
Well, we take one day at a time and we get on with it. But yes, I love what I do, and I'm thankful for all the support, Robin, and all the people that do buy off me and get me to design their homes. It's great.
Well, that's the thing, because without your loyal customers, your loyal clients, you wouldn't be here at events like this, would you?
Well, absolutely. It's all word of mouth and how you treat people. And basically, the business has started from small Venetian blind, and it's built its way up. And now I'm doing houses, and it's great. But yeah, so it's a good story. But every day we just take as it is and get on with it. It's tough times for everyone, as everyone knows. So just getting on with it.
Okay, two more glamorous ladies join me now. We're here at the Mighty Woman Awards 2022. What are you nominated for tonight?
We're both nominated for the same award, which is Best in Business, the Mighty Women Awards.
Brilliant. Well, tell us about your business then. What's it all about?
So it's called the Cinch Fast 30, which is an online community of intermittent fasting for women for well-being and weight loss.
Okay, so what does it mean to you to be here tonight?
Oh, we're so excited about it. It really does mean a lot to be nominated for this award. So yeah, I think it was a huge surprise for us. It really was. So yeah, no, it's fabulous.
All right. And even if you don't win tonight, are you going to party the night away?
Absolutely. Yes, we've come. I think we'll have a little dance. Definitely. On. We're ready for a Christmas night out, and yeah, we're just delighted to be amongst such amazing people and in this beautiful venue. So yeah, delighted.
Fabulous. Okay, I'm joined now by the lovely Lisa. Are you taking a night off from the relationship counselling tonight?
I hope so, Robin. I hope so. I'm here with my friends, Nicola and Angela. I'm just here to support the girls and really looking forward to a lovely night here in the Titanic.
Brilliant. Well, if people know what you do they tend to come up to you and go, Lisa, do you know what? My marriage has fallen to pieces. Could you do something to help me?
They do, but also people sometimes stop me in Belfast and say, I read a little thing that you put on and it just changed the way I dealt with the situation, or they read something and that really is a beautiful, beautiful thing, that just what you're putting out there for free, people are using in their relationships and really making a difference. It's a lovely, lovely thing. It's a lovely feeling.
Now, especially at this time of the year and the run up to Christmas, does that put a lot of pressure on relationships then, do you think?
Yes, we have a friend and he is a rents houses and things, and the new year is his busiest time because people just think they want to restart. So I'm actually doing at this minute a 21-day challenge on my little Instagram page about keeping connection before Christmas, because it can get so busy with all the other things that our relationship goes by the way. And our relationship is the most important thing, even at Christmas, especially at Christmas.
Tell us why you're here then tonight.
We have been nominated for the category of wellness, of well-being, and we're obviously here because it's Mighty Women, and our founder was an amazing woman, and she has brought on us four ladies to help her run and grow the charity.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so tell us about your business then.
We support parents, carers of children with any neurological conditions, autism, ADHD. We run, I've gone blank. We run workshops, parent support programs, young adult support programs. So Duke of Ed, work experience, all that. They can come to us and gain that confidence and the ability to maybe further their career and have the confidence to do that.
Okay, so what does it mean for you to be nominated and be here tonight?
It's fantastic because it's such a small charity, and just to get the work that we do out there and the support, because as you know yourself, it's quite a taboo subject still, neurological conditions, and it's to normalise that and say here there are people here with these neurological conditions that can still achieve mighty, mighty things.
Exactly. So if people want to get some more information on your charity, where do they go to for that?
They can go to Facebook or our website or Instagram or Twitter.
This year already has been a great year for you. You've been winning awards and everything, haven't you?
Yes, I won Entrepreneur with the Family's First in May. So it was very, very lucky, and I couldn't get over it. So it's been very, very good already this year. So I'm looking forward to another evening of amazing women and men.
Brilliant. Okay, so tell me about your dance school then. How long has it been going for?
Well, we are open 9 years, going into our 10th year this year in 2023. So opened it when I was 18 and I'm now 27. So 10 years coming this year, which is very exciting. We're based in Lisburn and I'm just the only teacher. Yeah. So over 300 students in Lisburn come all over Northern Ireland, not just Lisburn. We have them coming from near Enniskillen, Cumber, Ballynahinch, everywhere. So it's great.
And what does it mean to you to be nominated and to be here tonight then?
You know what? It's just so lovely that someone thinks about you, and I just love my work. So it's all about the dancers and the boys and girls getting recognition for their talents. But it is nice to be recognised for all the hard work you put into, but I'm very honoured yet again even to be a finalist. The Family First and the Mighty Women's is always a great night out, so to even be here tonight is an honour.
So the glitz and glamour continues at the Mighty Woman Awards. Another guest has joined me. What brings you here tonight then?
I'm up for the Young Woman of the Year awards,
Yeah, okay. So what does it mean to you to be nominated then?
I haven't really thought about that. I guess it's just a bit of acknowledgements, you know? Yeah, it's nice.
Brilliant. Well, your mum will say better things about you, so tell us why she's nominated for a Mighty Woman Award then tonight.
I think that she works very hard. She's an equestrian. She works very hard in what she's doing, and it's one of those jobs where there's so much goes on behind the scenes that you're just not aware of, but it's every day of life, rain, hail, snow or blow, and somebody has to do it. You know, and for the odd rosette that you win, how much work goes in behind the scenes, and really, I'm glad that she's got here.
Oh, I can tell you're a proud mummy.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay, so I think I've just found the best dressed person here at the Mighty Woman Awards tonight. I love the outfit. Tell us about it.
Thank you so much. You can borrow it anytime.
So where did it come from?
This came actually from South Africa, from Nelson Mandela's shop in Johannesburg. Yes, I saw it at the airport when I was coming back home here, and I had to have it.
Okay, so what brings you to Belfast then? Do you live and work here now?
I live and work here. Yes, I work in television production. So I've been on 19 productions in Northern Ireland in the back part of crew. So it's just so fantastic. I love Northern Ireland. I've been here 6 years now.
Yeah?
Yes.
And does it feel like home?
This is home for me. Whenever I'm flying back here, I get this virtual hug at Belfast International or George Best, and I just know I'm home. I love it.
So tell us about some of the TV shows then you've worked on. What would we know then?
You'd know a show called Game of Thrones. I've been on Hope Street. Wow. You've seen me. I did a sneaky, cheeky other side of the camera, so I was spotted on Bloodlands playing with the main cast. So, and people thought, is she lost? Because I'm usually seen in the background. So to be seen on the other side of the camera, I just thought I'll steal the show.
Well, I think you should be seen more often on the other side of the camera because you're very good.
That's very kind.
So we're going to have a big party tonight. Will you be joining us? Partying into the wee small hours?
I will be there. I'll be bringing all my jungle dance moves.
Fabulous. Well, lovely to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good night yourself.
What brings you here then tonight then?
So I've been nominated for Best Financial Advisor, like Customer Service Financial Advisor. So I'm looking forward to it, and it looks like it's going to be a lovely night.
Plug your business then. What is it you do? What's it called? Tell us about it.
Oh, so the business is just me. So it's Vicky Finnegan, mortgage and insurance specialist. So I specialise in mortgages and life protection and critical illness and income protection, that sort of thing, and helping people that maybe can't get insurance or mortgages elsewhere then, so that's what I sort of specialise in.
And of course, in these times, people are finding it so difficult to get things like a mortgage, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's really, people are really finding it hard, and they're coming to the end of their mortgages and they're maybe panicking with the interest rates. So that's what we're just trying to help them to mitigate, that kind of worry as such.
And do we see any change? Is the financial situation going to get any better as we look towards next year? Or are we going to face another year of doom and gloom?
Oh, well, we don't know. Some people say it's going to be better and some people say it's going to be worse. So we're hoping that it's maybe going to level out in the next year or so, but who knows? We didn't think it was going to end up like this. A couple of months ago we didn't think we were going to be in this situation, so who knows, up in the air.
Anyway, who knows? Who cares? We're going to party tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Enjoy yourselves.
Brilliant. Well, good luck with your award up there tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Oh, thank you. You too.
I must say you are looking absolutely gorgeous tonight, and of course you are the hostess with the mostess, aren't you?
I am, yes. It's really exciting tonight. This is my first time hosting the Mighty Women Awards, so it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of amazing women here. I'm looking round. I'm seeing sassy, I'm seeing sexy, I'm seeing hard-working boss women, and we're going to get up on that stage and we're going to make some noise.
Fabulous, but you know what, I'm just looking around. I've never seen so much bling in one room in my life.
I know. I think everybody got that memo. Either the red memo or the sparkles memo, and it's lovely to see. It is so nice. It's so Christmassy, isn't it? It's delightful.
I'm going to use this as a time now as well, my darling, just to tell the people watching this right now that they're going to be seeing a lot of me and you next year, aren't they?
Yes, we're going to launch ourselves onto the unsuspecting public as a little duo, I think. I've been to a lot of awards. I'm sure people listening to this and watching this have been to a lot of awards. You know, there are a lot, and it can be quite dull. We're going to do something different.
We're going to spice things up in 2023. It's coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, the lovely Kim Kelly. Give us a twirl in your fabulous dress. Wow. Look at that.
Sad and lonely love affairs lead me to conclude I never could have been with somebody else, but I'm all over you. Summers come and winters go, yet we still pull through. You never gave it up despite it all, but I'm all over you. Since you've left, I've come to learn it's not all bad or good. And then I found a lonely heart to comfort and embrace. I had no sense of longing to return to better times. Let the past be in the past, or make up one last time. Since you've left, last time. Oh, summers come and winters go, yet we still pull through. You never gave it up despite it all, but I'm all over you. Yeah, I'm all over you. Yeah, I'm all over you.
And still to come before the end of the show, Anthony Toner is back with us performing one of his famous songs. But before that, let's get another guest on and let's meet Dragon's Den star Deborah Meaden. We're taking a look at some new research which is out at the minute that shows that apparently we lavish more time on our pets than our loved ones. Let's find out more because Deborah joins us on the line. Deborah, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So before we take a look at the new research then, you must be a massive animal lover.
I am. I have a lot around me. Yeah, absolutely. I love, and all animals, you know, all animals.
So we're taking a look at some new research from the animal welfare charity Brook. What have we discovered then?
The Brook really was sort of investigating the bond that we have between ourselves and our pets and our animals. I kind of wasn't surprised instinctively. I know that the British are great animal lovers, and it shouldn't be misread. You know, it isn't you love your animals more than your loved one. You know, your children and your parents and your family. But it's more about showing that animals have a special place in our lives, and I think that's true. I've got lots of animals, and they're in my house all of the time. They're in my eyesight all of the time. They're around me. They're paying attention to me all of the time. And I don't have children, but that isn't always true with your children, and your other loved ones. So I think it's a different kind of bond, but a really, really strong and important bond.
Now, here's some interesting information. We've discovered that 75% of people agree that in some capacity they have a closer bond with their pet rather than their partner.
I don't think I'd say that out loud. I think that would end up in a divorce.
Exactly.
I think it is very true that there is a different bond, and I think the thing about your animals is that you become the center of their world. So that's you get this two-way sort of unspoken, because they don't necessarily understand the word, but they're very, very tuned into your body language, so they can read you really, really well. And I think that feels good. You know, that's where the bond can come from. When you're dealing with other human beings, they've got their own lives that they're dealing with as well. You know, you're not necessarily, they don't sit there and watch you all day, every day. Be a bit odd if they did. So I think that's what forms this really close connection.
And of course, it is great having pets around your house, but of course, the time comes when one of your pets sadly passes away, and that's a pretty traumatic time, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I don't know if you talk about that, because we lost one of our oldest dog. I shall try not to get upset when I talk about it, but we lost him this time last week. He was 15 and a half years old. It was time. He'd had a wonderful life. And you know all of those things, and I've been through it many times, and it doesn't hurt any less. So it can be a traumatic time, but it is true that over time, the hurt goes. The thing I've learned is the hurt goes and it gets replaced by the happy memories. And I can now think about Red and talk about Red in joyous times. And I think although the hurt doesn't get any less every time, you begin to understand it isn't forever. You know, you will get over it. You will find a place to put it. So, and I think that's an important message to send, because I think when it happens, you think that's it. You never want another animal again. I will never feel, I'll never love an animal the same way. And of course you do.
Now, the Brook charity are also raising awareness of some of the work that animals do in countries like Pakistan at the minute, and there have been many issues there recently with all the floods, haven't there?
Well, they have. I mean, I've actually been out to India with the Brook to see their work firsthand. You won't be surprised to see that I don't get involved with any charity unless I've seen firsthand how effective they are. And I was pretty blown away, I have to say, with the work that I saw with the Brook, because it changed my understanding. You know, things that we might see as cruel, actually, when you go over there and you see in situation, you know, people who are struggling to feed their own family, you know, their own children, how they actually work really hard to take care of their animals. But I think what the Brook does so effectively is it shows them how they can care for their animals. It will support them, but also support the Brook out of their lives, you know. So the Brook doesn't say we're there to long-term look after your animals for you. We're going to teach you how you can look after your animals better, and how well received that was, you know, and how it also changed the communities themselves. So that for me, it was this sort of win-win between the animals themselves being much better cared for, the communities, often women, elevated in their communities because they were looking after their animals, and their animals are yes, they're loved, but they're not pets. They're often working they're working animals. So then their livelihoods were protected because their animals were protected, you know. And I went there thinking, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to like what I see here. And of course, there are some sad situations, awful situations. Pakistan was awful. But actually, the Brook gives you hope because you can see how everything, animals, children, communities, all benefit from this work.
And we've discovered as well from the research that there's over 6 million working horses and donkeys providing support to an estimated 36 million people out there in Pakistan. That's a lot of people, isn't it?
That's a lot. And when we say support, we are literally talking about their livelihoods. And of course, in the recent floods, you know, a lot of those animals lost their lives. And again, when you have a shortage of feed and you're trying to survive yourself, animals are often the first that are going to suffer. And that's, again, the work that the Brook can do to step in and actually help protect those animals.
So are Brook looking for help from the public then at the moment?
I think the timing now, I think coming up to Christmas, I see a change in people this Christmas. You know, I think that cost of living crisis is making us think really, really hard about how we spend our money. I think I'm talking to a lot of people saying, I don't want it. I don't need any more stuff. You know, and also not wanting to throw away their money. You know, those cheap last minute, oh, we'll just buy one of those and we'll chuck it in a stocking, you know. And genuinely, I mean, it's not up to me to tell people how to spend their money, but people are looking for lasting ways that they can spend their money. And actually, giving to a charity like the Brook, if you really care about animals, you know, and you want to make a lasting change, then it is a fantastic option to actually either donate to a charity or even look at the Brook has a fantastic online shop, you know, buying things like first aid kits or training a vet or a water drop, you know, and I just sense at the moment the mood very much is about, I really want to make my money matter. And it's a great way of doing that, donating to a charity like the Brook.
So we are getting closer to Christmas. People are thinking about Christmas presents, but the cost of living is also a big thing at the minute. So if you are thinking about buying an animal for Christmas, of course, the thing is to think about, can you actually afford to look after it?
I've got a podcast and it's about environmental stuff. And again, we talked about people buying less for Christmas and whatever. And actually, one of the things that we were talking to a vet, and one of the things that they said is, look, you know, buying an advent calendar for your dog or your cat, they have no idea what an advent calendar is. They really don't care. It's all about making you feel better, not them. And maybe that's the money that either save, because at some point in the future you might have big vet bills, so either just save the money and don't spend it, or spend it on something that's going to improve an animal's life, you know, whether it isn't necessarily your animal's life, but an animal's life. So, which I thought was great advice, you know, that's really good. So, because we all know actually the buying of an animal is often the cheapest thing. It's the keeping of an animal that is very, very expensive.
Now, Deborah, we saw you in Northern Ireland recently on B&B by the Sea. Did you enjoy doing that?
absolutely loved it. And I got to ride on one of your gorgeous Irish horses along that wonderful coastline. It's just blown away. Just so you know, I'm coming back. It's the first time I've spent any time in Northern Ireland, and it was beautiful.
Well, we'd love to see you back in Northern Ireland sometime soon. Before we go, what's your plans for Christmas then?
We don't have children, but we always have an open house. We have lots of people, friends and families and waifs and strays. So if the whole Christmas period gets quite busy. We've got some friends over from Australia. They're staying with us for a bit. So yeah, it's all about friends and family and of course animals, but actually probably more important than that, Robin, because I've got nobody to look after the horses, because normally I'm away a lot. So I've got somebody who has to feed and whatever. Of course, that's my job. So I am very busy over Christmas. I've got animals to feed and muck out and turn out and brush. And I love it. So that's my best kind of Christmas.
Well, Deborah, it's been great talking to you. Have yourself a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And the same to you, Robin. Thanks for having me on.
So we have time for on the show this week. A thank you to all my guests, and to play us out with his big hit Sailor Town, here is Anthony Toner. See you next week for the Christmas special.
I'm Anthony Toner, and this song is a very special request for Robin, and it's called Sailor Town. Sailor Town, drinking cheap red wine by the light of the Belfast moon. There's nobody left here that works at the docks. It's all urban renewal and apartment blocks. Summer is fading, winter will be coming soon. The walls in the city have a lot to say about the UVF and the IRA. It's cold by the river, but the sky is full of stars. These walls say nothing about who I am when I'm singing in the garden at the Rotterdam, doing Brown-Eyed Girl and whiskey in the jar. And I know they're tearing it down street by street. Look out below, there goes the ground beneath your feet. Elaine's mother thinks I'm some kind of crook. She meets me at the door with a dirty look. My welcome round there's starting to wear thin. 'Cause I promised everybody I would knuckle down, but my grades weren't good enough this time round. All my time runs out in the end. Tearing it down street by street. Look out below, there goes the ground beneath your feet. Me, I can't wait to be rid of school, but Elaine's got a place at Liverpool. By the time September comes, she'll be gone. And she says she'll text me every day, but that's something she feels she has to say. She'll call me once at Christmas, then move on. Me and Elaine, we've been hanging around in what was once Sailor